And welcome back to our social hour on K24. My name is Shiko Kaitani. Still talk to us, engage with us on our social media platforms. Would be most appreciative if you continue to, of course, give your feedback on our ongoing discussions right here on K24. Now, travel bans, disruptions to programming and economic uncertainty have already forced a number of employers to lay off staff or postpone hiring. For you who may be out of work, this is probably a particularly challenging time to be looking for new opportunities. But we dare say, or rather dare say, that today job interviews and hiring are still happening, believe it or not. If you're wondering how all of this is happening, well, we have outsourced the help of international headhunter and career coach Natalia Polishchouk. She is joining us via Zoom. And at the same time, we've got human resource consultant Rachel Mungai with us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Natalia, if you can hear me, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. It's great to be back.
Okay, absolutely. So give us the good news, Natalia. Which sectors, in your opinion, do you think are big right now and is actually what we need to start focusing on? Which areas?
Very, very good question. There are definitely winning industries and losing industries. And the winning industries, of course, we can see immediately as we are all working from home is going to be ICT. Anything to do with the Internet of Things have become even more critical. Of course, we are not going out of our houses, so we are much more likely to be purchasing online. So both logistics, anything to do with e-commerce. We've seen Jeff Bezos make a substantial amount during COVID. Of course, also the medical industry has substantially increased. There's a lot more openings because, of course, of COVID as well. So there are a lot more online jobs that have come up. Companies are no longer working in offices. So there are definitely lots of winning industries that are coming through specifically through the COVID periods.
Right. Rachel, over to you and talking about the importance of networking and what some career coaches are talking about, that networking and connecting with potential employers should be at the top of your list. So if you didn't have those networking skills before, where am I kicking off now?
Yeah, true. Networking right now is one way to look for jobs because now jobs are not, let me say they're scarce. So you would use these skills, networking skills, maybe somebody who moved on into an industry that is right now a winning industry. So you should use them as a help if you're really thinking about getting back to work because most people have been laid off or maybe pushed out of the job space because of all this that has happened. I think it's time to utilize your networks. It might be the place that you might find that help that you need.
People only look at networking as, okay, networking professionally, and you only think that other people in your industry is what you refer to networking. But is that really what networking is? When you talk about building networks, who are we talking about? Is it anyone and everyone around you?
Yeah, it is always making very good use of people that maybe you've worked along your career path with them, people that you've met maybe in your social circles. It could be your immediate family, it could be from church, it could be from your social circles, let me say so, that you can utilize to get back into the job market if you're looking for an opportunity, how you're going to get hired. So they might come in really handy at this point because they know you, they can refer you, and they can always give a very good word about you in case of a reference that is needed.
All right. And so as you are watching us from home and you perhaps are in this space where you're trying to start that job hunting process, remember, we've got the experts in studio for you. We've got Rachel Mungai, a friend to the show, human resource consultant, to be able to let you know just how industries, or at least corporates, are actually thinking around this particular time. And even with Natalia, who is a headhunter, what exactly are companies looking for when they decide to get into the market and look for those potential employers? In the meantime, rather, we're going to ask you your thoughts on the same. And here's our question of the day to you. We say the perception around the job market in Kenya today is that connections work more than applications. What are your thoughts? I know you have something to say about that. What are your thoughts when it comes to finding that work? Wanasemanga connections, lazima ujuane.
True,
Is
true,
it
true.
true, or do you believe that applications really do work? Remember, these two are in that business of hiring, so they can tell us more about that. But Natalia, getting back to you, right now a lot of us will be going online to start searching for work. So please help us understand how job sites work. And I know you've talked about this quite a number of times on the show, because it's important to understand, how does a recruiter like you end up shortlisting a number of candidates?
Absolutely. Actually, I find that when job seekers spend most of their time online and reading job titles, it is very, very time consuming, and it will not yield really the results that you need. You can't avoid applications. But really coming down to your question is that when I am asked by a client to go and find a shortlist for them, so what I basically do is, all you need to do as an individual is leave me a digital footprint. When I take a brief, what clients look for is EQ. They want emotional intelligence. They initially ask for, somebody who's a self-starter, who can communicate well, somebody who is presentable, ambitious. And these are things that we cannot see in a curriculum vitae. So when I'm searching, when I'm actually headhunting for you, I am using hard skills, hard keyword skills. So if I'm looking for the word project manager, or I'm looking for somebody who is good at copywriting, or if I'm looking for somebody who is very good at sort of customer service, I'm going to put in keywords into the job boards or anywhere else. And the person who has those hard skills, keywords, repeated over and over again in their profile, are likely to come right at the top of the search. So it's not about, you having a fantastic profile. It's about you having a digital profile, an online profile. Now, there is a statistic out there that says only 20% of all the jobs open, actually 80% are not present. So that means only 20% of all the open jobs are online. It means 80% are not actually open. Therefore, networking will actually open up those opportunities for you a lot more in the longer run. But really, if you would like a headhunter to headhunt you, do not leave your CV on your laptop. Put your CV either onto a job board, because then I can access you there, or put it on a digital platform like LinkedIn, and I can actually identify you. But when it comes to the shortlisting itself, it's always about the client. It's about the client's culture. It's about the client's objectives and what they are looking to achieve. Yeah.
Okay. And still on, of course, getting onto job sites, because people will go onto, sites like whether it's Fuzu, whether it's Brighter Monday, and they will claim these things just don't work. I never get lucky. I never get the job. What could they be doing wrong while posting up their CVs online?
Their CV is analog. Their CV is analog, which means that no matter how good the tools of Fuzu or Brighter Monday application tracking tool may be, if you have not input the right keywords into your profile and make it more digital, the system simply will not pick you up. It's as simple as that. So when we post a job on Fuzu or Brighter Mondays or anywhere else, we can receive hundreds and hundreds of applications, and we don't have the time to read it. So we ask the machine, identify this keyword, identify this number of years, identify this job title, and then the machine goes out, looks through the database, and pulls up the profiles that we think be suitable. So the main, really most important is creating a digital CV. It's not, there's nothing wrong with Fuzu or Brighter Monday, is the actual CV analog that we input. That's why it's not getting picked up.
And I know you've talked about how people tend to have this bad habit of just clicking and applying, click and apply, click and apply. And you're like, don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely, don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay. Getting back to you, Rachel, listen to what Natalia says, that a lot of people don't understand that the site has a key set of instructions to pick up keywords, and that the more you use those, then the system will pick you up faster. But people don't understand that and are not digitizing their CV. So even if you apply on Brighter Monday or Fuzu, it doesn't matter if your CV isn't digitized. But another aspect to online applications is the mental state that people do these things with. The problem that you probably will see, Rachel, is that you'll just apply everywhere and anywhere because you're desperate.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that mental space?
Yeah, so one of the things is the kind of mindset that you bring as you're applying for that job.
Yeah.
I think you should come up with a strategy. Just be very intentional about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't just go throwing CVs and all that. Make sure that you custom them.
Yeah.
If you are customize a particular CV for a particular job, if you're looking for a particular job A, customize a particular CV for that.
Yeah.
If you are looking for job B, customize a particular CV for that. Because sometimes you are too general, as Natalie was putting it, you just press and press and press. And maybe you might have the skills, but do take time to write a CV that specifically apply for that particular job.
Yeah.
Because if you miss that, then even as you're posting maybe particular jobs that are coming up in a particular company, you look kind of a bother. You're just pushing in CVs.
Right.
And maybe for sure you have the skills, but do take time to write and, you know, take your time to write this CV so that the recruiter on the other end will be impressed. As they're shortlisting, they'll always consider you. Put in the keywords that they're looking for. Because
yes, go ahead, finish.
Yeah, because most people forget to put those keywords, which are very important.
Okay.
Maybe you've been a project manager, but then all the roles you've been doing, they're maybe a job project manager, but the way that job title appears, it's totally different. So you keep on posting CVs that do not match what the recruiter is looking for.
And then you say it doesn't work.
You say it doesn't work.
But then also, I want you to speak to the people who just feel that I can apply anywhere because I think I can do it. Okay, I've done like a few or 3 TV interviews. Heck, I'm going to apply for that journalism or that public relations post. Before you know it, the same person is applying for a social media correspondent or whatever, you know. And that's the thing, like you're just all over the place. If you don't have the skills, should you ideally just be applying?
Yeah. I think one of the things, especially, I think there's a traditional mentality, let me say, or the conventional way of thinking about looking for a job that any opening that comes, you just take it up, you know. But at the end of the day, you cannot be everything. You are suited for a particular role. Kindly just get clear, what are you looking for? In fact, start by coming up with a strategy, and number 1, define what are you looking for. If there are jobs, which particular classes of jobs are you looking for? Then try to understand at which level are you looking for, because you find maybe sometimes these are fresh graduates who are applying maybe for middle level management position. Automatically you will not get that job, because for those who are going to be qualified for middle level management positions, they have acquired the skills, they have the experience. It's a lot. It's not just the papers. It's a lot that has made them to become these middle level managers. So you come from maybe the university, and because you've seen maybe a particular company is looking for this particular manager, and you think, oh, I have a degree, I have a postgrad paper. It is not that. Employers are buying skills, they're not buying those papers that you came with qualifications and all that. So come up with a CV that, you know, if you're looking for jobs, especially as you're going to look for jobs, please get clear, is it an entry-level job, middle-level management, senior-level management? Just get clear, where do you belong? As you look at those profiles, just get clear, where do you belong, so that you don't waste your time writing so many CVs that do not get any feedback at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Okay, and you've heard it from Rachel. Refrain from just applying all over because you can think, apologies, that you can actually do all sorts of things. And so with that, I'm going to ask our director if at all we do have feedback on the same. Okay, so they're starting to stream in, and of course you can call us and tell us your thoughts on the same. Do you also agree with this perception that we have today, whereby, you know what, it is all about the connections? That's how the job market works today. The perception, obviously, is that connections work more than applications. What are your thoughts? At K24 TV is how you can find us, and of course, our WhatsApp number is at the bottom of the screen. Talking about the hiring process, Natalia, we're always told that we should be able to show our value proposition. It's quite tough to be able to demonstrate that on an online platform, doing a virtual interview. How do I go about demonstrating that?
A very good question. When you are preparing for an interview, your most important is the job description. The job description becomes literally like your holy grail. The job description will allow you to really dissect what is it that they're looking for you to do. They may be asking you to create a strategy and then implement the strategy. They may be asking you to do more market research or data analysis. When you have dissected exactly what the company is looking for you to achieve, you now go into your own experience and try and pull out the key areas where you can demonstrate with ease when you have strategized. Now, when it comes to interviewing, the most important advice that I can give to any candidate, whether they are interviewing virtually or they are interviewing face-to-face, is to always use the CAR strategy. The CAR strategy basically is always tell the context, the action, and the result. When we are in interviews, we tend to focus just on the result, which is, I have made a 20% savings with our suppliers. When you give only the result without context and the action, it becomes very difficult for whoever is listening to put it into context. So when you are preparing for an interview and you have identified 5 or 4 areas that you know that you will need to demonstrate whether you've been asked the question or not, and prepare. The other thing that people do for interviews is actually practice. If I were to tell you tomorrow you have to do a show, a 20-minute show in front of an audience, you would not rehearse the lines just in your mind. You would actually rehearse the lines over and over again. So I do think that most people do not actually prepare for an interview. I say put your phone in front of you and try and answer all of those questions, because when you practice the same answers over and over again, it actually becomes easier for you to manage. So interview preparation really starts from the job description. Dissect it, understand what they need, and then try and pull from your own experiences things that can demonstrate how you've done that, and then use always the CAR structure. The context was, the action that I took was, and the result was. Then you are able to communicate more effectively.
Thanks a lot for that. Speaking about, looking for all these job sites, Rachel, we do have quite a number of situations or people who have mentioned how they've been scammed by some of these recruitment agencies. And let's talk a little bit about the red flags, because yes, we've got accredited sites, we've got the Fuzus, the Brighter Mondays, but there are so many that you will find online. What do I need to look out for if I'm going to start applying online?
I think these are desperate times, and people can be easily scammed or conned.
Yeah.
So you need to take due diligence as even you're applying and as you're looking through these sites.
Yeah.
Please verify how legit they are. If you are not sure, you can even go ahead. There's some people, there's some companies that go ahead and post jobs. I don't know, Red Cross is recruiting.
Yeah.
Then the next thing you know, there's nothing like of the sort happening.
Right.
So I would advise, if you see a posting and you suspect something that is funny, maybe contact this number. Then they'll guide you. Then when you call them, these people start now trying to ask you, you'll come with a recruitment fee, I don't know, something of the sort.
Yeah.
Those are red flags. If you are not sure about something, look at those companies, maybe go online, look at those companies, go and check their contacts, go ahead and call them. You can ask, you have a HR department, can I talk to someone from there? If they cannot allow you, just go ahead and even ask them.
So
has
do your
your
due diligence.
has your company posted these job openings? So even as I'm going ahead to apply, I don't apply something and I get duped. Yeah. So take due diligence before you go ahead and apply.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a look at your feedback. Text messages are streaming in already, and thank you so much for that. Now from Kirinyaga says, good morning. I totally agree that connections work greater, or at least a greater deal than application. Even when going to campus, our parents say, get a course that we can, or get someone to connect you after campus. Oh my. It's either you are connected or get the job the back door way. Wow. Nice topic there. I'm Anthony. I have a diploma in purchasing and supplies management, but mostly worked as a bartender. How do I do my CV to suit both bartending and supplies career? Thank you very much. Okay, Anthony, asante sana for that. We've got another one here that says, the Kenya we live in today is full of who are you. If you're a nobody, nobody's going to listen to you. We do not have an employer who gives employees the opportunity to have and gain experience. They all need clearance certificates from all government departments and a work experience of some years. One needs a lot of patience if pockets are empty to secure a job. Wow. George from Meru, thanks a lot for that. And then forget all the Kingereza. In Kenya, technical know who is key. Kwanza, these parastatals, those people are related chain. In that respect, most HR act like PR. They will tell you they look for certain skills. Lakini the truth is that cards are decked in favor of the house. Where do you get skills and experiences without opportunity? Very good point. Wow. So majority still say our olden way of doing things in this country still stands, that connections really does work. Is Natalia still with us? Okay, so we're still working on that connection to get her back, but just take a look at the, the mentality that people have out there, Rachel. So it looks like you have your work cut out for you to convince people that the recruiting process works.
I think one of the things that mentality, especially with the younger generation, they think that is entirely true. There is a percentage of truth in it, but it's not entirely the truth. Because we have stories of people who got jobs without any connection.
Right.
Their competence and, their effort paid off.
Yeah.
So just try, don't give up on it, because there are people who will never get anyone belonging to them. And government just employs a certain level of employees.
Okay. Rachel, just hold that thought, because I understand we've got Sami from Nakuru on the line. Sami, if you can hear me, good morning. Thanks a lot for calling in.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes. Do you have a question or a comment?
Actually, I think it's more of a concern. I don't know if you can allow me to talk to a guest directly.
Yes, go ahead.
So I recently finished my degree.
Right.
And for the last maybe 6 months, I've applied more than 29 internships. And I could have no clear, what do I say this, response. So I want to ask you, I guess, a question directly.
Yes, go ahead.
Would she ever, if she had a chance, can she apply the person she was when she just finished campus?
Okay.
Like, can she employ herself, the 21-year-old herself? Because I have tried, I don't know what's my problem, and just an internship. I don't know what will happen when I will be looking for the real job. So that will help me around.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sami. And please, hold it there, because we will be answering your question in just a moment. But You can hear the frustration in his voice. He's quite young. Sammy is only looking for an entry-level work, or at least even an internship. In fact, that's what's frustrating him even more, that you can't even get internship. So how would you be able to help him? In fact, he's even asking if you can hire. Are you in a position to
hire?
Yes, to at least even connect him as a recruiter, so to speak.
It's a very interesting place to be. I understand where he's coming from. It's maybe it's a frustration of very many young people as they get out, but it is how do you get there, because that is the point that they do miss. Sometimes you want to go the traditional way. There is an internship opportunity, so you want to write a CV and look for that opportunity. But there are other unconventional ways that you can look for that opportunity. There is a place that you can showcase your skills, and maybe even other platforms, because if you go online right now, you can see some of the companies that are giving opportunities, maybe accelerator programs, that's what they are calling them. And so I think those are avenues that he could seek and see if he can get an opportunity to get maybe an internship, or people who are going to place him somewhere. And some of them are free of charge. He just needs to apply.
So you think he just needs to keep at it and be a little bit more strategic?
He needs to be more strategic. There's a lot of ignorance out there, let me say so, because I believe the organizations which are doing that, they're giving the young people that opportunity free of charge. They don't need to pay anything.
Okay, Sammy, I hope that answers your question, and we'll give Rachel the opportunity to, give her contact details. Benson from Kahawa is on the line. I don't know if we still have him. All right, we've lost Benson, unfortunately, but Benson, if you're listening, please call us. We would definitely want to hear what you would like to request. Natalia is back, from what I can see. Okay, Natalia, sorry about that. We lost you there for a moment. I'm going to get back in just a moment with you and kick off our second half of the show. For now, though, keep your text messages coming. Remember, we've got Natalia Zara still with us. She is an international headhunter, giving us a few tips. And same goes for our human resource consultant, Rachel Mungai, who's in studio with us. We're talking about the job hunt during COVID-19. Stick with us.